Don Eduardo. It's great to see you here.
David, it's an honor and a privilege. Honor and a privilege to be here with you.
Man, so we were just chatting.
23rd year.
It's been 20, yeah, no, it's been like 23 years, huh?
Yeah.
Man, when you were first here, our babies, our oldest baby, Alexandria, who's off camera, was just a little, practically a toddler.
Yes.
And I don't even know if you remember that, man, and now.
I met your whole family. I met all of them.
Yeah, and now the whole brood. Now she's going to be a third generation foot doctor, and she's getting trained by a fellow that I trained, all during the time that you were here, kind of the thread of this, to try to work to act against amputation and reduce the burden of amputation around the world. So you see this thread that we're seeing is about family, it's about team, technology, and tenacity. And I want to thank you for this, because I mean, it means a lot.
Well, David, let me tell you, we're here, honestly. I'm here, my whole family, well, every male in my family, as you know, has died of diabetes, and all of them had their legs amputated. And I got to tell you, so, 20 some years ago, 23 years ago, we did the very first thank you to the major doctors from the world who are dealing with this problem, and saying to them from all of our hearts, my family and all the families of all the diabetic people in this world who are running into this situation and this issue, we say thank you. Thank you to you, DFCon, and to all of the doctors that do something every single day of their lives to try to understand this more and more and more. And so with that, what we've been able to accomplish is incredible. All I can tell you, you have saved many friends of mine.
Over the last 20 years, and it really just almost 2.5 decades now, actually, that you've been part of DFCon, we've seen so much good stuff happening. We now have new novel technologies, from spread-on to spray-on skin to even wearable robots being discussed next door. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, to really help women and men move through the world. We were just talking to our new Edward James Olmos laureate about new novel AI-based technology to be able to identify problems potentially even before they start. But still, the problem remains. There's every second now around the world, folks get a wound secondary to diabetes. Half of those get infected, and 20% of those end up in hospital. That's why there's an amputation now every 20 seconds. So, we would like to say time's up.
Yeah, and you're doing it. I mean, at one point in my life, I never thought this was even humanly possible to do what you guys have accomplished in teamwork, because it took a team. It's not a single certain person that develops the situation. What we did find out is that it took this extraordinary team, but you guys constructed the very first ones. And I got to thank you for your time and your patience, your understanding of this.
No, listen, the pleasure's mine. And people talk about, just put a team together, right? And it seems like that's something that's really easy. It's something we could talk about from the podium, talk about here on camera, but it's hard, right? It's hard to do something that's outside your comfort zone, outside of your specialty in medicine or surgery or nursing. But but just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not right, and doesn't mean it's not fun, actually. And what you see here is you have people from 50 countries all around the world trying to come together and form teams. And actually, that's why we developed, out of DFCon, the not-for-profit called ALPS, or the American Limb Preservation Society. And that's dedicated to eliminating preventable amputation over the next generation.
It's incredible. You told me that this morning, and I couldn't believe it. It takes forever. Salsa wiped me out when you started that.
That's what we do, man. We make acronyms. I gotta buy a vowel. We need Vanna White up here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, to buy a vowel.
Very nice.
But so we do. Yeah, we have. So the American Limb Preservation Society, and we were talking about it. But this is true. If I was to describe it, I'd say it's like a dating app and a marriage counselor, right? Both for women and men that are, the wheels are already off the wagon, but for women and men that are trying to come together and and act against amputation and prevent amputations, and it's great. But a lot of this is in no small part to the energy that you put into this to show up, to advocate on behalf of all this. And I want to thank you. And FYI, I know you saw Hilda Solis fairly recently, and I want to congratulate you in advance on now being the laureate of Edward James Olmos Day coming up here in another week.
Yeah.
This is pretty great. LA County, the whole county?
Yeah.
Well, and you know, I think it's in no small part to the great work you've been doing over your whole career, advocating for teaching and education and working in the Hispanic Latino community, but also for our patients and to try to prevent amputations over the next generation.
Thank you for making it possible.
Es un placer.
El gusto es mío.
That's great.